Very good morning, children. Today we are going to study chapter 2 from your civics book, which is what is democracy and why democracy. You must be wondering that why again, since class 6 we've been studying about what is democracy and why democracy. Let me tell you, over the period of time, since last 60 years or so, we have come to know that the old definition of democracy doesn't stand true anymore. For example, this definition, Abraham Lincoln's statement about democracy: for the people, of the people, by the people, right? If I don't know exactly what to write, or I don't know English, or I don't know correct pronunciation, somebody may say it as for the people, of the people, and by the people. The definition changes if the pronunciation is not correct. Moreover, today, after 40-50 years, we know that sometimes democracy becomes for the people, of the people, and you by the people. It becomes this because in India, many a times elections are always bought. People rig, booths are captured. People vote at gunpoint. They are forced to vote. They're threatened to vote. Things like that happen. So they're bought. So the definition changes. And coming back to the origin of the word which we studied earlier as well, Greek word, it has come from the Greek word demos, which means people, and kratia, which means rule, democratia. From this the word democracy has come. But getting to the point is, why do we think that democracy has become this today? What are the features of the democracy today? Today in democracy we end up putting in lots of more things to it. Except this is not enough. In a democracy, two main features are freedom to express and the right to vote, which is a way to give your consent or participate in a democracy. So the two ways by which you can be part of democracy: freedom of expression and right to vote. Now, coming to this, tell me one thing. How many can actually say that who are the rulers? Okay, in a democracy, let me say, there are a few questions which comes to the mind. Okay, features. Let me ask you some features. Now, the few features are, for example, the question that comes to your mind is, who are the rulers? Okay, in a democracy, who are the rulers? Okay, who are the people? Who are the people? Now, who are the people? Ruler, whom we vote, people who vote, right? But when you vote, when you participate, a lot of things are different. When, in reality, what you do may be different. There are so many examples. For example, in India, I just now said that people can be bought. Now, is that true democracy? The people who are bought, who are wooed by the various attractions of sadis, will that be, in a true sense, democracy? They say that democracy, India is the largest democratic country in the world, but what has happened to democracy here? Secondly, look at the example of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, the President Mahinda Rajapaksa claims that he gets the due credit for ousting the LTTE and killing the LTTE leader, Supremo, human right violation or whatever has been done there. But still, coming to the point, there has to be elections. But what he does, he goes to the parliament, declares himself the president for next 6 years without any vote. It's like, the parliament, his party members vote for him. Yes, yay, we vote for you, and he declares himself president for another 6 years. Democratic world Sri Lanka is, but reality, don't you think that Mahinda Rajapaksa is violating democratic rights of the citizen? No participation of the people? Look at Pakistan. Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf went ahead with a military coup. The president had to flee, and Pervez Musharraf ends up declaring himself as the president of Pakistan. There were a lot of hue and cry, and later he said, wait, hold on, we'll have elections. And what was the election? He dissolved the assembly, he undertakes a referendum where he declared himself as the president, voted president. Now, a referendum can be biased. You can influence people. You can make them speak for you. Is that democracy? The constitution of Pakistan says it's democratic country, federal democratic. But where is democracy there? Another country, and that is what we want to discuss. Last 40 to 50 years, where has that definition gone? Who are the rulers? Are the rulers those who are actually voted by the people? Or are the rulers those who influence the people to vote for them? Democracy is lost. Look at Syria. A lot of things happening in Syria. We know that human rights activists are raising their voices against the Syrian killings. The problem in Syria is that their people have the right to vote. People participate. Consent and participation is taken into consideration. But whom do they vote for? Because there's only one ruling Baath party. That ruling Baath party has its allies which support him, which supports it. The party, there's no other party to vote for. If you vote for another party, that party supports the ruling Baath party or has to support the ruling Baath party. So, if there's no choice whom to vote, who's good or bad, then where is the democracy there? Democracy has been expanding and getting limited. Where is democracy? We say for the people, but there are hardly very few countries we can see where everything is for the people. The decision changes due to a lot of pressure and things do not remain what people want. Coming to another country, Mexico. Now, in Mexico, the problem is that there's one party which threatens all other party, and all other party has to go according to it. Now look at another country there. The country is about, for example, we read about Ghana. Before I move ahead, I want to remind you children that to study what is democracy, why democracy, we need to be clear of the political history of major 4 countries of the world. If we know these 4 countries well, our base is, research is well, then we can explain what is democracy, why democracy in a better way. These 4 countries in your syllabus are Chile, Poland, Ghana, and Myanmar. These countries can give you a very good overview of what democracy has been like over the period of times. Sometimes democracy has been in all the 3 places, but following a different set of democratic philosophy at the same time. So it's in Ghana, Nkrumah's government. Nkrumah's government went ahead and declared himself president for life. Later he was asked by a military coup. So what is happening here? We are able to sustain. That's very good that we as a country has been able to sustain and be there as a democratic country. But are we really following the few features? Are we really adhering to the system? How many of us go to vote? Whenever there is an election, many of us prefer going out on a holiday, going out for a party or a dinner. Do we actually use the time? Many rich people actually decide that why to stand in queues rather than sleep late at home. So India is a democratic country, but do we do that? Democratic is only when each and every individual or the member of the country follows the right to vote. Coming to the next point, about the rulers we spoke, who are the rulers, whom we vote. Now the next feature is about the right to speak. What's happened in India is little things. We have so many instances when people are banned, when people like M.F. Hussain had to leave the country, when a cartoonist was imprisoned, when a shoe was flung at Taslima Nasreen. Freedom of expression, we say, but we're very cautious. Are we able to express that freely? Yes, but no. Both as far as the practical approach is concerned, practical way is concerned, we are not sure of whether we can speak or not, because you never know, the government might, especially on the public platform, we are unable to talk freely. Of course, earlier the government was also talking about, censorship on social networking site as well. But anyway, thankfully in India, media is active, people are active, keen observer. Hopefully this will never happen. So we are kind of very close to being democratic, but we have a long way to go. That is it about democracy. We have more features about which we'll talk later. Bankar.